Okay, so last time we started writing a uh, procedure, right, for playing the game, and homework assignment was to do what?
Set up the scenes, like make them talk, like ask if you want to play a game, and then have the witch react at the end if she was like happy, neutral, or
Oh, that's right. And then we were trying to figure out how to make the witch do like a dance thing, right? That's what I was trying to do in class, wasn't I? I was trying to make her like lift her arms and stuff. You used to be able to like just drag arms around in version 2. Let's see, how do we make this witch do things? So there's we want to talk specifically about the witch's joints, but there's which seems creepy, but but there is a way to move just the witch's joints. Did anybody figure out how to do that when you were setting up the reactions, or did you just visual like have the witch say I'm happy or I'm back in the code? Yep. Okay, yeah. But you could only do this programmatically. Can you do it dragging? Okay. Because I think what you're supposed to be able to do is you could set up like poses for the witch, and then like save a pose, so you would have her standing pose and the arms up pose, and then you could programmatically switch between those two poses. You used to be able to just drag a limb. Let's see. Well, maybe it's this. Okay, so we're using your theory, but out here. So let's get right shoulder. Okay. Yeah. Oh. she's having some issues. Get right shoulder. Okay, so let's say that that's a thing.
do like a disco going from there down.
Well, I'll take at this point just on a single arm moving, because we'd like to. You can programmatically move joints, but if we can now. All right, so. All right, that's the shoulder. Let's see if it's a marker. Which wave? Yeah, there's supposed to also be a way to do it like where you grab it and then you can select individual parts of it. Let's look at this. Alice 3. In fact, I think they do it in the that tutorial video.
They just move her body. They don't move specific limbs.
Oh, they don't have their art. She just jumps up and down.
She just jumps and fully rotates.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Alice 3. Move arm. Creating a dance routine. So is this with a procedure? Go back here. Delete that. Go back to the witches. We had right shoulder before. We could resize her shoulder. Get right. Yeah, there used to be a thing where you would get the shoulders like we're doing here, and then you didn't have to drag on it. You would have like a, do this now. Okay, so we have the shoulder. Well, that's putting stuff in there. Because the idea is that we can click out here and drag, but that's a little bit, I guess, funky. So we might want to there's a way like just to set angles and stuff like that. Right, so that gets us the right shoulder. What does this guy do? Do anything? Style. Okay, that did something. So that oriented to upright, and then we can roll. Whoa! That's nailed it. Alright, so camera's over there. What happens if we run the thing right now? Okay, her arm just starts there. Left. Whoa. Turn right. Oh, that's going to be on a fall. Alright, so I want it to go from, oh, I think that's what I need to do. So I need to start it here. Let's just say that's close enough. So we're going to add an object marker, which still and then we're going to put her arm up. Alright, good enough. Add an object marker, which arm up. Okay. So then in code, can't do it in there. So I have the two positions now. Position, vehicle. Character tutorial. Yeah, see this, that's Alice 2. You used to be able to just drag the individual pieces. See if there's something in this documentation. Spend another 3 minutes on this, and we can't figure it out, then we're going to go to functions. I think that's kind of what I want to do. All right, this is what we want. How to make a biped walk.
Sometimes you work it, baby. Sometimes it gives you
Great music, right? No, see, they're trying to adjust the shoulder in code as well. All right, well, so let's look at that. We'll do it in terms of a function. So maybe this will let you play with it out here to get you angles. It doesn't actually. See if we can get the witch's arm back to where it was. Is that beginning position? Ish. Alright, so let's try then. In code, we're going to click our witch. Oh, we have to do it out here. Click our witch. We're going to add a procedure. We're going to call this one wave. Okay, so there's our procedure. We're going to do something in order. So we're going to grab this witch's joints. So let's get the right shoulder. And we're going to orient to upright, I guess, and we can add a speed. Okay, whatever. And then we can this is turning in a direction. We want it to the right, I think about 0.25 based on what we saw. And then let's roll. Just see what that looks like. So right at the beginning of our scene, in our setup scene, we're going to go ahead and we're going to click on our witch, who should now have a wave function. We'll put that first. Not as not as bad as it could have been, I suppose. It almost looked like a partial wave there for a second. right, and then I think what we can do is we can go back into wave, and then I think it was this roll thing that wasn't any good. So let's delete that, and then let's tell the witch to straighten out her joints at the end. I think that should put her back into original. Okay, so straighten out joints just resets her to original position. All right, so let's get that arm upright. Right now, she just sticks the arm straight out. All right, so we need to what, roll it back, I guess. I can see it's just standing in the classroom screwing with her arms. All right, so we're gonna get right shoulder, and we're gonna roll it. Oh, it's only left or right, so I don't think we want to roll. Is it another turn? Turn backwards 22.5. Okay, that was almost something. All right, and then we'll turn it to the right and back. All right, so this was when she first turned it to the right. It looked to us like it went forward. Then that was backwards. No, orient upright was here. Then to the right was here. Then backwards was up to the right, then backwards. Okay. So now we need to roll it. So roll it to the right. This might be more of a wrist thing, not a. In fact, I think it is a wrist thing. Get right. Get right wrist. Let's turn this backwards there and see what that does. All right, that was backwards. So instead of backwards, let's do right. Oh, looks like it's actually a rotation. Oh, that was just about it. Just need to rotate it more. All right, so once we get it in position, then we want to throw a loop in here. So we'll do it maybe 3 times. Good enough. And let's get the elbow. So she has the arm up here, so then kind of make the elbow bend a little bit. Let's see what happens. All right. So get right elbow. And we're going to set a turn probably. Probably. So we'll turn it forward 0.5, then backwards 0.5. All right, let's see what that looks like. Oh, not natural. I guess that's sort of a wave. All right, so maybe left and then right. Not natural. Not natural. Whoa. Oh, well, that's not horrible. We just need to not make it move so much. I think that's a wave, is what it seems like to me. All right, so I think we're gonna go with that for right now, so we can look at functions. So that's how the witch waves. Okay, so let's put this into some context. So we're gonna say the actually, hold on. Can we get like that seems dangerous. Get left middle finger. All right. So we'll do this. She's gonna wave when she's happy, I guess. That's that. So we decided that if the witch, let's see, that's the shrines. Here's the play guessing game at the scene level. So down here, this is when we know how many tries it took, right? So now we want to throw in a question that allows us to determine whether the witch should be happy or something like that, and then we'll move this into a different context with a function, or a procedure rather. So if, we'll start off with true, and what we really want is we want if the guess count is, what did I say, less than 3? Less than 3? Okay, so whole number less than 3, whatever. And we're going to put in the witches. Is it the witch? No, it's the shrine that keeps track of the counts, right? Get guess count. So if the shrine's get guess count is less than 3, that's a good thing, right? So then we're going to have the witch wave. Else, we'll throw an if statement in here. If it's greater than or equal to 3 or less than or equal to, what, 6? Is that the range? So we're going to open this up. We're going to have an or. So we'll do true on both sides. And the first one, we're going to say math greater than or equal to 3. We're still dealing with the shrines. The guess count's greater than or equal to 3 or less than or equal to 6. just going to say 3 and... Oh, come on. Less than or equal to 6. And let's just have the which say something. Say something neutral. So the which will say that. Otherwise, we're going to have the which throw a fit. I suck. All right, so let's go ahead and play the game now, but let's take out the which wave at the beginning. And we also want to do something else here. So let's delete which wave, but we're going to go into which wave. And now we're going to do these top things together. Orient up, turn to the right, move backwards, and roll the wrist. We kind of want all those things to happen sort of at the same time, and then have our loop happen in order where it waves back and forth. Let's see what that looks like here real quick. So this should get the witch's arm in position pretty quick. Whoa. Well, I mean, I guess that was creepy, but that didn't exactly do what we were looking for. So do we need to orient it upright first? And then it can turn right and backwards at the same time. Let's try that. Sort of, kind of. I think that's just what our rotation looks like. Good enough. All right. So we should be able to do a duration quick on these things. Well, it looks like we can also, when we are doing rotations, we can choose who's looking at it to guess at what kind of rotation it needs to be. Let's say the rest of that looks good. Okay, that happened pretty quick. So that's our witch's wave. All right. So she should just be neutral on that one. All right, so neutral, we should probably have her just turn her head towards us. That'll be kind of funny. So Go back to play guessing game here. And we'll have the which get head. Or does it get neck? Get head. And we'll turn. Let's see, we want to turn left 0.5. Otherwise, we want to get neck maybe. And we can have it turn to face the ground. See what that looks like? Alright, there's the sample wave. Oh, well, that's fine. So that's what happens if she was happy. Take that out of the... Now that we've tested our wave and we've determined it's absolutely perfect. Two tries, she's going to wave. Three tries, she's gonna... Oh. She turned away from us or towards us?
Towards.
She did turn towards us, she just whipped her head all the way around?
Yeah.
Is that what happened? Alright, so we'll go back here to this, and we also want to change the order of this. Just have her turn a little bit. We'll have her turn her head first, then say, And why don't we change this real quick to say if it's less than 1, we'll do that. If it's greater than or equal to 1 and less than 6, we'll get the head turn. So this should pretty much guarantee the head turn. Alright, that wasn't bad. Maybe just turn a little bit more. So quarter turn, yeah, that seems right if we think about it as a... Perfect. All right. And then let's see what this failure one looks like. So right now we have this, we're going to say greater than or equal to 9, less than or equal to 10. Pretty unlikely we'll get there. So now we should get the towards the ground. Oh, that's the duration. Oh, we're actually facing it to the ground, not doing an angle. Let's see. Oh, this one's not going to work. I think we need to just, we're pretty much guaranteed it's going to do that head down thing. This one's not going to work. So we're going to say greater than or equal to 1, less than or equal to 6 for right now, and then we'll just move our turn head thing, and we'll do our turn neck to face the ground thing. That's turning to face. So I think we do need to move it down because the ground is technically she turned to the ground. All right, so we want to so she's sitting this way. We're asking her to turn her, so it'd be forward a quarter. Get rid of this face the ground thing. How was that forward? So that's relative to us, turning it forward to us. So therefore, relative to us, it'll be turning it to the right to have it go down. We'll say good enough. Okay. So now she's given us some emotion. This is back to 1 to 6. This should now be 3 to 6, right? And this one should be less than 3. Okay. That should do our emotion thing. All right, so now let's look at a function for, well, procedures or functions. So something we didn't do last time that we want to be able to do is look at a parameter. So we can add parameters to our procedures. So just like we're used to having all these things take in some number of parameters, whether it's 1 or multiple ones, here's one that takes in 2 parameters. We might want our own functions to also take in parameters to do some stuff. So let's look at what kind of parameters we can take. So we can take numbers in as a parameter. We can take in types from our individual joints or colors, things like that. We could take in a gallery class thing, which would be like a biped, one of those guys. So we can do it from our scene. Yeah, so we could take in a which type if we wanted to, which is actually from class biped. So for instance, let's test this real quick. So we're going to have this take in something of class biped. So any kind of biped could be passed to this. And we're going to call this, we're going to call that who. And for right now, we're going to rename our shrines, well, shrine doesn't really have the ability to point, I suppose. So we're going to have to turn to face. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a couple of different objects we'll put out here on the screen. And then we're going to call our shrine's point at function. Actually, let's just call it, rename face toward function. And it's going to face towards this biped. So we're going to come in here and we're going to say turn to face who. So whoever was passed in here, that's who we're going to turn to face. Okay? Now we haven't called this yet. This is an untapped resource until we actually call upon this guy. So let's go back out to our scene. And let's put a few other dudes out here. So we'll put a phoenix over here. And we'll put a monkey back over here. All right, so we should see I'm guessing this is facing forward. So if we have we call that function on our shrine to go to the phoenix, he should turn to the phoenix. We have it go to the monkey, he should go to the monkey. Okay, so we'll go and we will edit the code. And when the scene starts, let's go ahead and ask our shrine to face towards something, and let's have it face towards, we'll have it face towards the monkey. It's actually the monkey king, just for clarity. All right, so there he face towards the monkey. All right, as opposed to us choosing the phoenix. Do we have to do a drop down here? Oh, tell me, why can't I choose the phoenix? It's not a biped. Must be a flight type or something like that. So here, we'll put a new biped out here. Yeah, so when we picked our parameter for this guy, we specifically said, in fact, actually we could probably fix it real quick. This face towards, we specifically said that who had to be a biped. Can we modify that? Let's delete that. All right. Well, in any case, what I want you to do for next class is we're going to take our play guessing game function, move it into the shrine. And right now we have 3 people on the screen, a witch, a phoenix, I would probably choose a biped for right now, and then our monkey king. Your shrine should be able to play the guessing game with any of the bipeds in the scene. And that biped will be the one who does the guessing. Does that make sense? All right. I will see everybody on Wednesday.